Shifting focus for now. You know what they say about people-led movements? You can suppress the people, but you cannot suppress their anger. And our next story has a lot to do with that. Having failed in using brute force to bring Balochistan under its reign of terror, Pakistan Army, it seems, is up to new tricks. In the province of Balochistan, the Pakistan government has granted the military special powers, empowering security forces to preemptively detain individuals suspected of posing a threat to national security. Now, these unchecked powers seriously undermine human rights and the rule of law. As a result, the troubled region of Balochistan is virtually under military rule. But let me tell you what triggered this. The Pakistani government has granted special powers to the military to combat terrorism following a surge in violent attacks in Balochistan. In the month of August, Balochistan witnessed the worst violence in 6 years. In particular, the week that coincided with the death anniversary of Nawab Akbar Bukti. He was a prominent nationalist leader and former chief minister of Balochistan. His killing in a military operation on the 26th of August 2006 had fanned the flames of the simmering insurgency that was raging for years. In that week, more than 70 people lost their lives in coordinated strikes claimed by the separatist group called the Balochistan Liberation Army, or the BLA. On the 26th of August this year, 23 civilians were shot dead after gunmen blocked highways, stopped vehicles, checked the computerized national identity cards of passengers and shot dead those who belonged to Punjab, as per reports. This growing violence in the current phase of the nationalist insurgency began in 2005. For decades, Balochistan has been enraged, angered at the denial of its legitimate economic and political rights by the Pakistani government. Balochistan is the largest province in Pakistan. It is also rich in natural resources, yet it is the most impoverished province of the country. There is widespread discontent among the Baloch people. They have complained about economic exploitation, about discrimination, about enforced disappearances, and brute force used by the Pakistan security forces. This has fueled the insurgency. But instead of reaching out to the people, Islamabad has asserted its control. The Pakistani government, acting under the command of the powerful military, has consistently resorted to what it calls counter-insurgency warfare. What they truly are doing is the blatant abuse of human rights, enforced disappearances, and what is known as the kill and dump policy. Coming back to today, the gruesome attack that prompted the Pakistani government to strengthen its security measures. According to Pakistan media reports, the federal cabinet has given full backing to the Balochistan provincial government and vowed to implement the Anti-Terrorism Act of 1997 in letter and spirit. The law basically empowers the security forces to preemptively detain individuals suspected of posing a threat to national security, but rights groups and activists have called Pakistan's Anti-Terrorism Act draconian. They have vehemently condemned the amendments to Pakistan's Anti-Terrorism Act. They say that the amendments, cloaked under the guise of national security, paved the way for arbitrary detentions, potential torture, among other abuses. They say that it represents a blatant violation of international human rights standards. Among the most alarming aspects of the amendments to the Anti-Terrorism Act is the provision allowing for the detention of individuals based solely on suspicion of potential terrorist activities. These are vague and sweeping powers, and they contradict the basic tenets of liberty and security by allowing arrests without substantive proof. These laws provide a dangerous legal cover for the Pakistan Army to target dissenters, critics, and anyone deemed a threat to the government. There is legitimate fear that the Pakistani Army, which is notorious for its long-standing repression of Baloch people, could use these laws as an additional tool to suppress them. Their peaceful protests, political opposition, and freedom of expression. Balochistan is already heavily militarized. Those within the Pakistan Army leadership already consider the Baloch nationalism as inconvenient, something that they crush with a heavy hand. And it is this strategic folly that allows the anti-government movement to grow. Unfortunately, it is the people of Balochistan that end up paying the price. Meanwhile, Pakistan is mulling the export of donkey hide and meat to China to generate foreign exchange and employment in the country. On Thursday, Pakistan's Senate Standing Committee on Commerce met at the Parliament House to discuss the matter, as the export of donkey hide and meat is banned in the country since 2023. Earlier in June, the Senate Standing Committee was informed that the protocols for exporting donkey skin and meat to China have been finalized. After China and Ethiopia, Pakistan is the third in the world in number of donkeys. In China, donkeys are in high demand to make gelatin from their hides, which is used to basically manufacture traditional medicines. In 2022, China expressed its interest in importing donkeys and dogs from Pakistan. With an eye on the exports, Pakistan government set up a 3,000-acre donkey farm in Punjab's Okara district. Recently, Pakistan mentioned in its economic survey that the number of donkeys in the country has increased by 1.72% to reach 5.9 million during the fiscal year 2023 to 24. The data reveals that the number has been on a steady rise since 2019, with every year going stronger by 0.1 million. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.